Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Higher Purpose Marketing Strategy live show. Let's jump right in. What we're going to be talking about today is why customer experience is the best marketing strategy in 2025. We're not talking about ads, we're not talking about social, it's customer experience. And let me tell you why. First, welcome. I'm Ashley Conway. I'm the founder of Be Weird Marketing, a company that helps service businesses stand out from their competition, attract their best customers, and grow their businesses. I'm also obviously the host of the Higher Purpose Marketing Strategy podcast. I have 20 plus years of marketing and copywriting experience. I'm married with two girls, and the fun fact for today's show is I have lived in 5 different states. But moving on, what we're talking about today, like I said, is why customer experience is the best marketing strategy in 2025. And before we really jump into this, let me give you a couple of prefaces. If we need to define customer experience, it's simply what it says: the experience that a customer has from the time that they hear about you, they know you exist, all the way through they're getting to know you, their buying experience, they're becoming a loyal customer, and then even an ambassador for your brand. So it's what that whole journey working with your company looks like. And this is something I have experienced from my corporate days when I was with a major corporate, more like the top Fortune 25. One of the things, I started out being more of a copywriter, and then later in my time there pivoted into this customer experience and went to different conferences and got training and educated on it, and then came back and went through our business journey, the life of our customer, all of their touch points, to see, are these really wow experiences, or at least pleasant experiences? Because some of what we were doing when you're talking about rate increases or things like that are not always pleasant. So can we make them the best that we can? And this lit such a fire under me about the impact a business can make, and how customer experience really is the thing that sets you apart. So this is what it is. We limit, a lot of times companies limit customer service to a department, to something under operations. And by doing so, we diminish its importance. In today's marketplace, great service should be the through line of everything we do. Yes, it should be operations. Yes, it should be marketing. It should be the through line in every single thing we do every day we come to work. And it's one of the fastest ways to stand out and build a business people rave about. And a lot of times it's not even expensive. So we're talking about a fast way to stand out, build a great business that people are talking about, and it's not super expensive. Sign me up, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's jump into the deep stuff. So service, we're talking about customer experience, customer service. It is a growth strategy, not just a retention strategy. That's what we usually think of, right? We're thinking about, oh, if we have a great experience, then the customer wants to stay with us, or will want to keep coming back and making additional purchases, or will maybe tell their friends. But that's not just it. It's not just that you keep customers. It's also that you attract great customers. And I pulled a ton of data on this just to prove my point, other than just my anecdotal experience. Let's just look at the data. And if you want the link to some of this, I'll be happy to provide it. 86% of buyers will pay more for a better customer experience. And some of the statistics were like, they'll pay 5% more for a superior customer experience. Oh, wow. That's just like when you think about people, and I'm one of them, that are willing to pay more to fly Delta than to fly Spirit or Frontier because of the better customer experience. It's worth it to us. Number 2, brands with outstanding customer experience, so not just good or average, generate 5.7 times more revenue than their competitors who really don't prioritize that. 5.7 times more revenue. If I told you I knew that I could absolutely increase your revenue over 5 times what it was prior year, would you not jump to get that, to find out what it was that I wanted to share. Well, this is it. It's customer experience, right? Something that you probably didn't think of because it is so, it's a natural thing that we just take care of as part of our operating our businesses, but it really does make a huge impact on revenue. Number three, 65% of consumers say customer experience is more influential than great advertising. So, all the money that you're spending on ads, on social campaigns, whatever it is, customer experience is more influential than that. Number four, 85% of businesses believe they are offering personalized experiences, but only 60% of consumers agree. I have to tell you, this one kind of cracks me up. 85% of businesses think they are offering a personalized experience. Do 85% of the businesses that you interact with on a daily basis, do you feel like you're getting a custom experience just for you? I do not. And I think maybe it's how we define a personalized experience. But we can see right here that there is a gap between how well businesses think they're doing at this and how well customers think that they're doing at this. And that leads to the next one. 73% of consumers point to customer experience as an important factor in their purchasing decisions. Yet only 49% say that companies provide a good experience today. So 3/4, just about, of buyers say that customer experience is very important to them when they're deciding who to purchase from. But only 50% of those are saying that companies are doing a good job at this. And this is just labeled a good experience. That's why when we have a wow experience with a company, it blows our socks off and we really notice it. And it's like, oh my gosh, that was the neatest experience, or I felt so seen, or you tell your friends about what something happens. There is a huge, even though 85% of businesses think that they're working on this, there is a huge gap from what customers actually receive. And that huge gap is where we can focus on here to create these really not just good, not just okay, not just a little better than average experiences, which really those are enough to catch our attention, just better than the average, better than just getting my order right or doing exactly what I expected them to do. We're just looking at moving the bar up from there, right? Let's not just do what someone expects. Let's do above what they expect. It is the unexpectedly delightful service that draws in new customers, that keeps them coming back and puts your business on the map, not SEO, not ads, not viral videos. Now, hear me say, because obviously I'm a marketing coach, I'm not saying SEO, ads, and viral videos, yeah. I'm not saying those things are not important. You should think about your SEO. You should consider running ads if it's right for your business. But this thing that we're missing, it's like the low-hanging fruit, the easy thing to accomplish, and the fun thing to accomplish. A lot of times the less expensive thing to invest in is this unexpectedly delightful service. It's so easy, and yet so many of us don't pay enough attention. We do pay more attention to our marketing, our social media, our email campaigns, all of that. We pay so much more attention than we do to something so essential, so foundational, and that is wow service and an incredible customer experience. So let's talk about what service-obsessed companies do differently. What are some good examples of service-obsessed companies? Just to put in your mind, we're talking about, and they're proving this point for me, the Chick-fil-A, Disney, Zappos, Ritz-Carlton. These are companies who are obsessed with creating an incredible service experience. And when you think of them, you can probably think of great service examples, just the way they operate differently than your average fast food restaurant or attraction or retailer or hotel hospitality. They just do things differently. So what do? Number one, they get to know their customers not just shallowly, but intimately. So they do research on their customers. They listen. They notice these things. Just getting ChatGPT to give you a profile of your audience or just going by what you've noticed from your experience is not enough from these companies. They are doing the real research. Number two, they anticipate needs. So before a customer would even ask them for something, they are using that information, that research, that noticing, that listening that they did, and they provide it in advance. They serve before they're actually needed, and that makes the difference. Number three, they empower their team members. So instead of a team member noticing or thinking of something that they could do to wow a customer and then having to get approval from their manager, and then the manager has to get budget approval from somebody up ahead of them, it doesn't work that way. They empower their people on the front lines. They give them a budget limit and they're like, just do it if it's underneath this particular amount. And that allows them to do so much so quickly. They can respond quickly and be nimble and make a big difference in the moment. And number four, they view every touch point as an opportunity. So think about this. Every email, every invoice, every purchase moment, like at a checkout, anything like that, is a chance to show excellence. It's a chance to wow and show that you care. So, what does this look like for a small or a mid-sized business? You don't need to be, although, there are the Chick-fil-A's, the Ritz-Carltons, you don't need to be a Fortune 500 company to wow people. So, here's the question that I'm going to pose to you. What would white glove, top of the line, wow, whatever phrase you want to use, service look like in your business? What would a wow experience look like for your customers? And I know that it definitely requires you to get out of the everyday mode and to turn on your creativity and your imagination. So it will take a certain type of frame of mind to be ready to do this. But this is what we're going to do. This is going to be part of a series. What I want you to do for homework is just make a list. This will be the easy part to get us started. Make a list of your customer touch points. Every time you interact with a customer or a potential customer. So let's start at the very beginning when they're finding out about you. Maybe it's through, they see an ad. Maybe it's through SEO that they're Googling something. Maybe it's word of mouth, all these different ways they might hear about you, and then take it from there. Then what's the next place they see you? Do they see your social posts? Do they get on your email list? Like, what's the next ways? You walk it all the way through to the purchase. Like, how do they talk to you on the phone at any point? Is it all online? Are there certain sales pages or checkout pages that they go to and you keep following it through after the purchase? Do you send them an email? Do you give them a follow-up call? What does that look like? Do you send them any kind of a welcome gift? Follow it all the way through till the very end. Either it's you have a one-time service for that business, or maybe they can add on and buy something else. Keep following it all the way through every time they could interact with you. If they're a longtime customer, do you send them anniversary cards, like work anniversary cards? Do you send them birthday cards? Do you get them a Christmas gift or something like that? Every single way that you are connecting with them, just make a list. That's all we're doing. Then next week, the whole episode, I'm going to be sharing wow customer experience examples from companies like Chick-fil-A and Disney. This is going to give you ideas. It really will turn on the creativity and the imagination part of your brain to think, how can I take some of these, maybe they're pie in the sky or maybe they're really small ideas and apply something similar to what I do with my customers. This is going to be a really practical mini series that we're doing to really focus in on how do we build the wow customer experience that will get you all of those things that we talked about in the data, 5.7 times more revenue, these incredible customers who are so loyal to you. It really builds loyalty. It builds a connection with your brand. It builds everything you want from your customers. And that's what we're going to focus on next week. In the meantime, make that list of customer touch points And that will put you at a great launching point for next week when it's time to start jotting down ideas. So make sure you have your coffee or whatever you like to drink and come with your creative caps on. And we are going to make such a big difference in your business in just a few episodes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week.